One.
Hey, we're OVathletics.com with the STREAMcast. Hey, we're just better here at OVathletics.com. I'm Jeff Stevens. I got Zach Clem here, bringing you some live STREAMcast action. And we got a lot of stuff, Zach. But first, let's thank Ohio Valley Nutrition. I was just there this weekend, picking up some things. And just when you're over there, you just see the variety of products that they have. You go in. Zach, you had some warm weather this past week. It's 70s, almost 80s, and you're feeling beach, and you know everybody wants to get that beach body. You want to lose a little bit of weight. Hey, you go over there, and they're going to set you up with some weight loss stuff. And these aren't things that's just the quick fix. If that's what you're looking for, that's not what they're going to have. But what they're going to do for you is they're going to go through a plan with you and how you can sustain that weight loss. Not just drop it quick and then gain it back. Drop it quick and gain it back. You're going to go over there and they're going to set up a little program for you. Going to, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And it's something you can do. A little energy, Zach.
Yeah.
You know, everybody needs that little energy. They have some things over there for you. Going to boost you up a little bit. But they're going to go through with you and what you want to do. Like, what part of your day do you need that energy boost? You don't want to, lack sleep either. But they're going to go through all that stuff with you because they know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, and we just appreciate that they're giving back to us so we can give back to the Valley.
They've been our flagship sponsor, it seems like, on the STREAMcast for a long, long, long time. So we love shouting out with them, leading off with them. Good work. Go out and see them as soon as possible. Yeah.
St. Clairsville, Steubenville. You can go online. They have 2 locations online, and they're open all the time. You go anytime you go in there. 7 days a week. You're going to find somebody there that's knowledgeable, and they're going to help you out. How about this one, Zach? We're in the Army now.
Oh,
we're in the Army business, Zach.
In the Army, okay.
You go to our website, go to OVathletics.com. Right at the top, you see this banner ad for the Army.
There it is.
You click there, and you're going to see a variety of careers. You might think of Army. You might think, your infantry. You may, do a little mechanic work. They have thousands of different career options when you go into the Army. It's not just a couple things. You can go in there and just whatever you want to do. The Army has availability for you. They're going to help pay for college. They're going to train you. It's just a great place to be.
And that was another thing that I was going to talk about. We're all about helping kids here at OV Athletics. And with the Army, you have the opportunity to go get your education after your time served, or go learn a skill that you can then take back and apply to the area. It's really, really helpful. It opens a lot of avenues for a lot of kids. So we should have checked them out.
Yeah, definitely check it out, and you're going to be blown away by the career opportunities that gives you. By signing up and joining. Just go to our website, go to OVathletics.com, click on the tab, and there's just all kind of information there for you. Thanks again to the Army for being another great sponsor for OV Athletics. How about this, Zach? We got the big meteor credentials this weekend for the awesome Mountain East Conference basketball tournament for both the men's and women's. And what a weekend and week it was. It started on Wednesday, so we had Wednesday action, Thursday action, Friday action, Saturday action, and Sunday action, Zach. Almost couldn't get it all out. And, I know there was a lot of great basketball. They had the replays actually last night on TV of the championship games. But what about West Banco?
Just awesome.
What a great venue to have this. And the sponsorship that they got, the basketball tournament, I believe, I was told through 2025 is there for the MEC. And it doesn't look like it's going away because of the local sponsors that they get for the tournament. And just what they do for the players and the media, the fans. What an atmosphere. And they're putting money into West Banco Arena. If you haven't been there, it's not just the outside that they improved. New chairs, new seating, new lighting. It's a great place to go watch, a basketball game.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, West Banco was, for lack of a better word, it was not a fine establishment when I was a kid. I remember going to Naylor games, sitting in those ungodly, uncomfortable orange seats. Do you remember those?
I remember those. You could have bought them last year if you wanted to buy some.
Oh my goodness, those were some of the most hideously uncomfortable chairs that existed, but they're super nice now. They're super spread out. It's awesome. I was seeing posts by local businesses all weekend how hoppin' Center Market was, how hoppin' all those local restaurants and things, and some of those restaurants in downtown Wheeling were really having a hard go with some of the construction going on down there. So it was really nice to see some of those businesses get a nice boom. Shout out to Vagabond Kitchen. Matt Welsh is a friend of mine, and they had a huge boom this weekend because of that MEC. A lot of people moving around and stopping off at different restaurants. That's pretty awesome.
And I know that they had a hospitality room. I believe that was sponsored by a local restaurant with Generations. Provided a lot of great food for the VIPs and the sponsors. And just the people that I got to run into down there, just some presidents of some universities. I ran into Dr. Monteroso, and just how opening and welcoming everybody was at the tournament. And it was everybody. It's not the student athletes, sitting at the media table, Zach, you catch some hot basketballs coming off the court, and you would toss them back in, and the players just so nice to be like, "Oh, thank you, sir," thank you, and just how polite they were, and just even Tom mentioned in a game, just the way the players acted on the court, how they presented themselves on the court in such a professional manner. That along with administration, along with everybody in the media who got arena personnel. As far as, ticket takers and just people checking the doors and security, just everybody, it just seemed was there with a hello, a hi, how you doing? And it just made it felt like even a more welcome atmosphere.
And we talk a lot about, places that we go and where the venues feel super warm and welcoming. And so just fantastic. But not just from Jeff. I heard it from tons of people from outside the area that we're in, just to come see it. I had a friend who hadn't been home for a few years that came back and was just looking for something to do and went down to the MEC, and he's like, dude, this is awesome. He's like, I know you're helping with the OV Athletics. Are you down here? Yeah. I was like, no, I'm on TJ duty a lot this weekend. We were running around like crazy people last weekend, but like heard from people, not just our guys that had media credentials that were here enjoying a good time there, but literally anybody who I talked to who went to the MEC just had a fantastic time at it.
I saw a couple students. I know Caleb was there. I didn't get to say hi because I was sitting across the floor. I did get to see Colt Menendez and his dad, JoJo, were there and just enjoying some basketball. And it was just great to see some people and just, walk around the crowd and just... it was a great atmosphere. I was excited. If you want to go see some great basketball next year when the MEC tournament is in town, it was so fun just to go on a Wednesday evening, a Thursday evening, a Friday evening, Saturday evening. It was just during the day, in the afternoon, and the evenings, just to go catch some basketball. I got to catch up with an old family friend, Gary Johnson. His wife actually works down at the arena, so I got to sit with him and just catch up, and it was great watching basketball with him. Glenville even brought their pep band.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which was awesome. Yeah, the Glenville pep band was there, which was really exciting. They had a good time. They were into it. They brought fans in. West Liberty drew a crowd. Fairmont. It was just really fun. And I'm so excited to get to go back. Next year. I just can't wait. It can't happen soon enough. Good luck to I know West Liberty and at least Glenville by winning the tournaments. They get to move on into the tournament.
Yeah, so, I know there was a huge alumni presence for West Lib there because one of my friends runs a lot of the West Lib alumni stuff, and I know they were having like alumni tailgates and stuff like that.
I think they even had one over at River City.
I think at River City, and then they were jumping back and forth between when the games were on. I know that was really cool, and that's really awesome that West Lib did that. I know. Yeah. I remember my time at West Liberty, it was always fun to go watch basketball, and I know when they were in the D2 version of March Madness, we used to have it on the TVs in the student rec and all that sort of stuff. Just all over the place.
And I could probably sit here all night and talk about it, but thank you to the Mountain East Conference.
Yeah, it was awesome.
For giving us Mr. Amos, for getting us everything, the commissioner of the MEC, and just great job to West Banco Arena. They put on a great venue. Thank you to all the sponsors of the MEC.
Yeah.
By sponsoring it and allowing it to be in Wheeling. Such a great event. I just can't say enough how much fun I had there. Can't wait till next year. Another one's coming in, Zach, and I won't talk too much about it. We didn't really have this, but the TBT's coming. The basketball tournament's coming.
That's really awesome.
The regional's going to be in Wheeling. It's moving from Charleston to Wheeling this year. I'm excited for it, and I even got Tom excited for the basketball tournament. He said, "Okay, I'll go," and I said, "You won't be disappointed." So it was just a great, fun event.
And we know Tom really only gets excited, for lacrosse, soccer, and beach trips.
and now the TBT. So we can add that to the list. How about we'll stick with basketball, Zach? How's that? We'll stick with some basketball. The girls' state tournament in West Virginia started today. Okay, so we have some local action. Morgantown earlier today defeated Princeton 58-21, so Morgantown's moving on. Wheeling Park just wrapped up not too long ago. They beat Washington in the first round 82-36, so Park's going to be moving on.
When we talk about Wheeling Park, I want to give a shout out to Generations. I know they provided a team meal for Wheeling Park last night together because one of my former students is on the Wheeling Park team, and her mom posted about how awesome it was that Generations hosted them for a dinner. I thought that was really nice.
again, local businesses.
Another
giving
local
back
business.
to
Yeah,
local
I just thought it
kids.
was really cool. Like, hey, they got them together. Let them have a team meal. Send them on their way before they went downstate.
How about the Lady Dragons? They kicked off at 7:15, so that game should be wrapping up pretty soon. I know they had a lead on Pendleton County, 44-31, so it looks like they'll more than likely move on there in the tournament.
66-40 now.
It's now 66-40.
66-40, okay.
So now, with a big lead there, the Cameron
Cameron
Dragons
starts climbing again.
It's gonna,
Dragons are soaring.
Yeah, they're gonna move on. We'll get to the wrestling team here a little bit. How about the Cameron Dragons wrestling team?
That's a nice little plug there for a later segment.
Yeah, hey,
good stuff.
I'm not bad at plugging it.
You're starting to become a professional.
I don't know if I go that far.
You have to get paid for this, right?
I get paid sometimes. How about this?
I keep getting raises. I don't know what you're talking about.
You might get another 5% today. We don't know. How about, I don't know why I put this in here. I put semi-local action, and I don't know, for tomorrow, Doddridge County taking on Gilmer at 11:15. Gilmer is the team that Central beat last year in the state title game.
Okay.
And they had some girls returning last year, so that's a team that they played. Doddridge, I consider them kind of close. On a map, it looks really close, but there's not a road that takes us right to Doddridge.
Right.
But I just to the Bulldogs, good luck.
I feel like we talk about Dodgers a lot. I feel like they play a lot of local teams, whether it be, albeit in football or basketball. But
Yeah.
they're that team that keeps popping up. In
Yeah,
our
We always
conversations.
talk about Doddridge, so we've adopted them.
We've adopted them.
Yeah, we've
Yep.
adopted the bull. We've
They're
adopted a bulldog.
They're honorary OV Athletics members.
Yeah. How about the nightcap tomorrow? So 9:00 tomorrow night, the AA quarterfinal, Wheeling Central. They're the 4 seed. They're going to take on Charleston Catholic, the 5 seed, at 9 p.m. down in Charleston.
Holy rollers!
So hey, it's going to be a
game
holy
happen
war.
again?
What is it?
Was this game's happened already once?
Yeah.
Or was it the boys that played?
I think the girls and boys have played.
I think
Charleston
they both have played
Catholic,
Charleston
yeah.
Catholic before.
Yeah.
So this is two familiar teams.
Yeah, it's like a whole another holy war.
Another holy war.
Yeah.
There it is.
So 9:00 tomorrow night, and we'll have some recaps for you. Follow ovathletics.com if you want a score update. Just right at the top, we have a score stream there. You want to, just check out the score of the Wheeling Central game. Check out the score. Heck, check out the score of the Cameron, Wheeling Park, whoever you want to check out. The local.
Score stream's great too. It's a lot more convenient. I know back when I used to browse for scores all the time, I'd be on Twitter just searching team names or whatever, or on Facebook or any social media trying to find any sort of update. And Score Stream is super convenient. Takes a lot of that out. And we just so conveniently have it right at the top.
And
of
I
the
tell you what
website.
you do. Score stream sometimes is a little hard to navigate if you're just looking for 1 or 2 teams. Go to our site. We've done all the work for you. We just put the local teams on there. So you'll just see, our local scores. Now, I've got some semifinal matchups that are already set for Thursday. Okay, so we're getting a little bit in the morning. So at 11:15, Spring Valley, the 3 seed, is going to take on Morgantown, the 2 seed. So the two higher seeds.
That's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a really good game. I know Morgantown's really good, and Spring Valley,
that's one of those. We'll have to see if there's any streaming options there to watch that game, because that would be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely know. You could probably listen to it at least somewhere online.
For sure.
And we're going to give further updates as the tournament goes on today. We gave you the Cameron update, the Wheeling Park update, and just follow ovathletics.com. And, the tournament action's going to be great. The scores will be at the top of our page. Good luck to all of our local teams in Charleston. Hopefully we can bring home some state titles.
That'd be awesome. It would be so
great.
cool. It would be so cool to see one of those come home.
So now the boys aren't quite in their state tournament. They're still in regional action. How about this? Tonight, Quad A, Buchanan is going to take on Morgantown. Okay. And Wheeling Park travels to Bridgeport. Maybe if our stats people might be able to get a score update on the Wheeling Park Bridgeport boys game, the regional. I check ovathletics.com, but I'm on air right now. Class 3A, Region 1, has Hampshire traveling to Weirton. And the weird thing about this is Weirton upset the top seed in the region, North Marion, in the section. So now North Marion had to go to Kaiser. So Weirton's actually hosting, a Hampshire tonight. So let's see. Hey, maybe Weirton can get in there, and give us a local team, down there in the 3A action. Also in 3A, and we kind of adopted some of these teams too. East Fairmont. Is going to go to Elkins. And Lincoln will travel to Fairmont Senior, the number 1 team in Triple A, in basketball. So some action there in Triple A tonight. Class 2A, Region 1 has a matchup of Ritchie County.
Okay.
Coming up to play Wheeling Central. And St. Mary's traveling to play the undefeated Williamstown.
So St. Mary's and Williamstown are both kind of those ones that we talk about a lot too, even though they're not quite in our proper little area here. But I mean, those are both two tough teams. Like that's gonna be a heck of a game too.
I always add St. Mary's because I like just driving down and driving past St. Mary's. I don't know what it is, but I don't know why.
And then Williamstown always has a soft spot in my heart because of Coach Board that coached at Donahue the year before I started there. He's a good dude, and he's a Williamstown native.
Okay. And then finally, they're in Class A, Region 1. Hey, we have Weird Madonna is going to go play Clay Battelle. If our stats guy can check out the Weird Madonna up there on the board and see what it came out as. They're going to go play Clay Battelle. And I consider even Clay Battelle, down there in Mon County.
Our script writer here used voice to text, and Weird Madonna came in real good there. Makes me really happy.
And then
it's like when the kids do short answers for tests and they use voice to text trying to get it typed in.
And Cameron is going to host Tyler Consolidated tonight. So, or tomorrow night. I apologize. Yeah, tomorrow night. So, hey, good luck to all the local teams again in the boys regional. And let's see them move on. State tournament.
Yep.
Let's pin this next segment down, Zach.
We're going to pin it down?
Yeah, we're definitely going to pin the next segment down. West Virginia State Wrestling Tournament action. I was impressed typing this up or talking it up and just looking at all the place winners we had in the Valley. And I was just so impressed with just all the local wrestlers. And some of the kids I know. So even, as I'm going through there and getting some updates and just so proud of these kids and the hard work they put in. Wrestling's just a different animal. It's just a grind on your body. The season's tough, and you're at this point, and you're not wrestling one or two matches. If you get into that championship bracket, you're wrestling one.
And
two,
kudos
three,
to the
four, five.
kudos to the SSAC for throwing a really awesome tournament. We talked about how great the OVAC tournament was up here at West Bank Arena. The WVSSAC state tournament this year was really awesome. I know I saw some of the pictures from the Wheeling Park side of people putting up pictures of what the venue was set up like and where that podium setup was. It was just really awesome, a great experience for those wrestlers.
Definitely. Let's get right into it, Zach. How about Wheeling Park? Two individual champions. We had Braden Lucas and Quentin Vilas. Both won the West Virginia state titles in their respective divisions. Eric Brothers Jr. finished runner-up. He had 3 straight state titles. He lost to University's undefeated Brock Keller, who was 53-0 in the 215-pound finals. So
here's the thing. I think those two could wrestle 10 times, and I honestly think it could end up 5-5.
It could.
Those two are studs.
Yeah.
They're both phenomenal. And, it's one of those, it's a heartbreak for Eric Brothers just because, how great his wrestling career has been up till this point.
Yeah.
But those are those guys, and I think, honestly, if you had him wrestle 10 times, one might win 5, the other might win 5. They're fairly evenly matched from what I remember. I don't think the score was super lopsided in that one.
And I tell you what, I know as a competitor, Eric's not, satisfied with losing in a state championship. But if you look back at it, Zach, 3 straight state titles and you lose to somebody who's 53-0, you can walk around proud, I think, as you look at your career, and I've seen him play football. I've seen him wrestle. Just did a great job this year. Congratulations.
WVU commit, I believe, right?
Yes. Yeah. So runner up, and so he's going to continue to wrestle. So that's
3
not his last match.
3-1 in state championships as a high school wrestler and bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
How about we're going to stick with Wheeling Park? We have Gavin Washington finished 4th. Sophomore Jack Lowe at 132 also finished 4th. Freshman Malachi Washington at 157. And sophomore Jamison Maynard all finished at 165, all finished 5th place. So Jack Lowe, Malachi Washington, and Jamison Maynard
Park
all
finished 3rd or 4th, I think, overall in the standings.
In the standings, yeah, they finished.
I want to say 4th.
They finished, I think, 4th or 5th overall.
I want to say 4th. 4th sounds right to me, but I'm not 100% sure.
So great job out the team. How about John Marshall? 3 place winners. Just a sophomore. Clipson Wallace finished 4th. Great finish for Clipson. Ethan Cook finished 5th at 126, and I know Ethan's worked hard all season and for his career there at John Marshall. fifth at the state tournament, 126. Great job, Ethan. I had
who wrestled really strong at the OVAC tournament.
Yes, definitely. He wrestled really well enough to win an OVAC title.
Really well.
That was, I don't know, maybe we could do this at some point. One of our top moments of OV athletics of the year. One of my favorite moments was the Ethan Cook victory at the OVAC tournament.
Awesome.
I just, Grandpap there, coaching him, and just, I think it was just a great finish. Knowing Ethan, knowing the family, that was a great moment,
right.
For the wrestling. And how about Xander Ward? Was sixth at 113.
Who I think lost and had to wrestle his way back in to get back onto the podium, I believe.
He won his first two, so he knew he was going to place.
Knew he was going to place. Okay, I thought he was going to lose one. I thought he lost. Yeah. I thought he had to fight back in, but that's still awesome.
I was in touch with his dad this weekend, for a couple different things to check out, where I could get some live stats, and then where I could also, how Xander was doing, and he informed me that he won the first one. He had a winnable match, he thought, as long as he wrestled really well. And if he won that one, he'd be on the podium.
That's awesome.
So great job out to Xander. I just know that he wasn't real happy with his finish last year and how his season went last year. And he's worked so hard, and to finish sixth at 113, just great job out to Xander.
And what I like with Xander too is how
hard
much,
worker.
And I like what I like with Xander so much is that Chris always talks about how he's always helping out with the Bruisers and the Valkyries and helping out with all of those kids at the wrestling club too. I think he said all the kids are calling him Coach Xander, which I thought was pretty cool.
It is.
So
he
awesome.
even refs for the youth.
That's
so
awesome.
He's in ref for the youth. He was up there at the Valkyrie tournament.
But I was really happy to see that he got sixth. I know Mom and Dad were super proud about that, and really proud of how hard he worked to come back after not being happy with last season.
Definitely. Great job out to those Monarchs. How about for Brooke? Tyler Wise placed third in the 190 division. Great finish for Tyler Wise. In single/double A, you like that, don't you?
Listen,
division.
If we're chuckling, it's because we use voice to text for a lot of this, and there's some real good stuff here. It's like deciphering another language a little bit.
Oak Glen's Logan Davis picked up the 113-pound championship and got his 50th win of the season in the championship match.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. When your 50th win is in the championship, that's pretty sweet.
50 wins.
That's sweet.
That's a lot of wins. That's a lot of wrestling.
That's a lot of wrestling.
How about Oak Glen didn't stop there. You had Hayden Lamb. He finished runner-up along with Braxton Pulowski, who finished third, and I think Wyatt Wolanski finished fourth at 120, and they had a trio of sixth-place finishers. Anderson at 106, Michael Heath at 157, and sophomore Greg Sarce at 190. All place winners for Oak Glen, and they did okay as a team. Couldn't pull out that state title, but did really well as a team. The single A championship, Zach. Okay, here we go. The defending champion Cameron Dragons. Okay. They were up 5. Okay. And here comes Cole Vandell of Greenbrier West. Got a pin in 6 points in the championship match. They defeated Cameron 77-76 for a state title. So Cameron lost by a point this year for the state championship. They won a state championship the year before. The year before that, Zach, they lost by a half a point in team standings.
Good God.
They're 1.5 points away from back to back to back. So
a point and a half away from a three-peat.
Oh, man. So you know how that feels as a coach.
Oh.
But I tell you what, congratulations.
I'd say their coach is losing hair, but we know how Tim Jones is.
He might have lost the hair that was left. But congratulations to Tim. Let's see, a friend, a colleague.
Great. And just an all-around great dude.
Yeah, and just finished a career out of Cameron because this is his last go-round out there with his third in a row West Virginia SSAC Coach of the Year, so tournament coach. So great job to Tim. Great job to the Dragons. I just a half a point the year before, then a state championship, then 1 point. How about placing for the Dragons? Adam Angel finished runner-up in the 175 division, tough division. Adam did well all season. How about Slayton Pettit? Took third at 126. Great job out to Slayton. Don't know if he went to watch Mom down there at the state tournament, but that's his mom. That's the head coach at Cameron.
Awesome.
So kind of a family thing out there. Her son's a wrestler. Mom's the basketball coach out at Cameron. So hopefully he gets go down and watch a couple games. Ashton Hogue finished third at 144 and Peyton Neely fifth at 138. Great job out to those Cameron wrestlers. I know they worked hard all season. Tim had them ready. Just, man, 1 point.
It's a heartbreaker. It's a heartbreaker.
Wow, 1 point. 1 point. But Just close. Tom and I have always had this discussion. Would you rather get blown out or lose by a point? And I don't think either one of us can decide on what you'd rather happen. It's a tough thing.
I know what you'd rather have happen.
You'd rather win.
I'd rather win, yeah.
Definitely. How about some other single A win? Wheeling Central had a place winner with freshman Isaac Big Mike Martin. He finished third at 2:15, and Weirton Jr. Sean Young was sixth at 1:44. So good job out to those local wrestlers, Zach.
Awesome, yeah.
And hey, also a good job. It's time for a feed, Zach. How about a good job out to Swans?
Oh, okay.
As I was over there the other weekend and just talking to him about a couple different things, you just can't believe the customer service that you get out there at Swans. They got a little bit of everything, and they can get a lot of anything. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you go over there, all these spring sports are coming up. So you have baseball, you need some cleats. You go over there, you need jerseys, you need pants, you need socks, anything like that. You're going to go to Brad and you're going to tell him, hey, OV Athletics told me to come to you and you're going to set me up.
Yep.
They screen print stuff. They do great embroidery work. Just anything you want for your sporting needs, just go over there. Training equipment, even they get all kind of stuff at Swans, and they'll take care of you. They've been in business for forever, I say. And he has all kind of vendors. He can get all kind of things for you. So go see Swans at Swans Sports Shop. How about next? Go to Swans, get some beach clothes, and then go to see for yourself and schedule a trip to the beach.
Hey,
how's that?
We've got one person who's part of our research team here off camera that it seems all he does is go to the beach.
Yeah, hey, maybe he goes to Swans, gets some beach attire, and then goes to the beach. I'm not sure.
He goes and gets some embroidery on his mankini.
I don't even know Move on. Thank you again to High Valley Nutrition and the Army for coming on board and being great sponsors for us. And hey, later on in the segment, Zach, our newest sponsorship opportunity, our corporate teammates, are going to be coming your way. We're going to have a list of corporate teammates for you. And, it's something a little extra you want to do for them, and just mention them in the article. If you want to see them, go to our sponsors, click the little drop-down box, and you'll see our sponsors, and go to corporate teammates. And all those businesses that came on board, just, I don't know, taking a chance on us, but they're giving back to the community. They're like, here's what we want to do. We want to give back to the community, give back to the kids, give back to some local things, and we appreciate their
Absolutely.
help. Yeah. So how about we stick to the mat?
Oh, we stick to the mat.
I think we could stick to the mat.
No reversal there?
We'll reverse into another segment later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. How about we have Ohio High School Division III district champions, the Barnesville Shamrocks. Surprise, surprise. We're talking wrestling in Ohio, and we're talking Barnesville Shamrocks. Just win the dual meet, win this meet, win that meet. I think we could have shorter segments if we just talked when Barnesville lost a wrestling match.
Listen, you continue your mayoral campaign for Barnesville.
I think they're going to even let me stay in my house and still be mayor or something. I'm getting a key to that city. Over my dead body, I'm getting a key to Barnesville.
You guys are be cutting the ribbon at opening their new athletic facility or something.
We've got to be over there. I tell people,
or at least parking structures so you guys don't get lost.
Hey, by the way, I'm just happy that person didn't let their dog loose. Come get us.
God, people that don't watch the STREAMcast, so all three of you that are in on that joke, I'm sure really enjoy that.
Hey, but I bet all three people might be from Barnesville. I don't know.
Who knows?
They won their third straight Division III District MAT title, and they got titles from Jonathan Huntsman. And it seems like when we talk about Barnesville wrestling, Jonathan Huntsman, you almost think that's their nickname. At the 106-pound division, Dakota King at 132, Skylar King, at 138, Reese Steven at 150, Aiden King at 157, all title winners.
That's
so
awesome.
You know why they won their third district championship in a row. They also had plates winners with Hines Ford finishing fourth at 126 and Carson Mahone at fourth at 165. So place winners all over the place.
Man. Yeah, when you got that many, you've got that many names, it's no surprise that they're putting down that title.
How about this one? Homestanding Harrison Husky got to see Lucas Thomas at the 215-pound division pin the top-ranked wrestler in the 140-pound division in the state of Ohio. Got a pin against him. And the District 3 wrestling was at Harrison Central, and you know how Tom and I have a little affinity there for the Harrison Central gym. Just beautiful there again.
Awesome.
You know, it was just my chance to get a shout out to the Harrison gym. Just a great place. I don't care what you're watching over there. You could watch the paint dry and you'd have a good time. So Landon Thomas will also be going to the state tournament for Harrison. He finished runner-up at 285. Harrison Central also, you know, a thank you to all the help they received this weekend, all the people that helped out, people from other teams, the community. They had basketball coaches working stuff. They had all kind of different people working all over the place.
That's awesome.
So great job, great help. And it's just something I wanted to mention because it's that giving back to the community again. Just saying, hey, we'll help you out with something. And it just seems like that's just a Valley thing. Just, hey, We're going to help you out with this. We're going to help you out with that. And just something great that I saw. How about Martins Ferry? They had a district titleist in George Holsey, won the 175-pound division for the Purple Riders. Dylan Ward finished fourth at 120. That 120 division must be a killer because Dylan Ward, every time we talk about Martins Ferry, kind of like Jonathan Huntsman for Barnesville, you're always talking about Dylan Ward. But still, moving on to the state tournament, congratulations to him. Alexander Finsley finished fourth at 190. And the Edison Wildcats are going to send a wrestler to Columbus, and Ethan Wagner. He finished third at 165. Shenandoah had two champions, Tristan Rostet at 113 and Drake Knitch at 126. So they're sending wrestlers. Caldwell is sending Marshall Sayre at second place at 190. They're sending him to Columbus for the state tournament. And finally, River. They're sending Marshall Byer, who finished third at 285. He's going to Columbus for the state tournament. Good luck to all of our local wrestlers in the Ohio State Tournament. Great job to all of our wrestlers in the West Virginia State Tournament. Did a great job. Going back to the hardwood, Zach.
Yep.
Union local girls basketball.
They get their own little conversation here.
They do. They get kind of a thread because we follow them so much. We follow the volleyball team all the way through. We're following the basketball team. Their bid to a Final Four. They came up a little short in the round of 16 in Ohio. And it is Coach Toles always talked about anytime you get into that first round, second round in Ohio, it's so tough. Those games are so tough. They dropped a really close decision, 49-47 to Wheelersburg. It was just a close game. They never trailed by more than 7. They had a lead by as much as 6. A back and forth game. Great job goes out to Union Local, and I know they're not happy with the loss. You never could be, and bowing out like that, 49-47. It's the end of the careers for Reagan Vinskovich. She finished her career, Zach, 2,000 points and over 1,000 rebounds. Going to go down as a not only Union Local great, but a Valley great. I think we're going to see her name at West Banco Arena someday in that OVAC Hall of Fame. If you score 2,000 points and have 1,000 rebounds, I'm putting her name in already.
I mean, for real,
to be part of the OVAC Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for real.
What a great career. It was fun watching her play, and you can continue to watch her play at West Liberty. I'm kind of excited for the MEC tournament next year. West Liberty qualifies, and I get to see Reagan play again.
That's awesome.
But just great job to her. I just, as I look at those numbers, maybe my eyes are like widening. 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. That's unbelievable.
It's a good ratio.
But how is it that your classmates with somebody, Tori Kildow, finished her career with 1,750 points?
That's wild too.
You have two girls that scored over 3,750 points, and they're both in the same class. How does that happen?
I mean, just crazy.
Great job out to Union Local. I know they played hard all season. They practiced hard all season, and just to come up a little short, still a very successful run for Union Local. They've won over 80 games, I think, in 4 years. Just a great run for them. The foul line, Zach, is what it came down to. Wheelersburg finished 16-23. Union Local just finished 5-12.
Which is tough.
So hit a couple more free throws, maybe not foul as much on the other end. You never know. Vinskovich finished her career 18 points in the game. Kildow had 16 to lead the Jets. Great season. It was great following throughout their senior year. I know they're not happy, but when they look back on the season, they're going to have a lot of great memories. You know, the OVAC titles, the 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and not just the basketball stuff, but that togetherness, that team camaraderie. I think they're going to look back with great memories. You know, when you win as many basketball games as they did, you know, you're going to look back and look at those victories and be happy for them. Congratulations again out to Union Local Jets. Didn't end quite the way they wanted it to, but still a great season and great careers for those girls and the team. Yeah, definitely.
So before we jump into our forum conversation, I have a little bit of wild card wrench I want to throw.
Hey, I love wild cards. We're live with wild cards.
Something hit me. This weekend, Saturday, is the state robotics tournament for both high school and middle school. We've got a lot of Valley teams represented here. So I'd go over the list. So in the high school division, we have Parkersburg High School is represented. We have Brook High School has one team that qualified. And then we have, if we want to count Bridgeport, West Virginia in there, Bridgeport, West Virginia had one qualified.
Have you ever been to Bridgeport, West Virginia?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great place to go.
North Marion, who I have a soft spot in my heart for the North Marion High School team because they were so nice to our kids when they played with them.
You had said that before, and, you know, again, North Marion, they're on our outer perimeters, but let's adopt them into the OV Athletics family.
Payton City High School had a team qualify.
Oh, Payton City, the
Payton
Wildcats,
City had one qualify, and then Wheeling Park had 4 teams qualify.
Okay, good job.
So Brook had one, Payton City had one, North Marion, Bridgeport, and then other than that, looks like that's it for Valley teams, at least in the high school division.
Where is the state tournament?
It is at Fairmont State University.
Okay,
so the middle school and high school are both on the same day. Absolutely bonkers how much they're putting on there. I mean, just the amount of volunteers and judges. I know that several of our volunteers from the John Marshall tournament got emails from the head referee looking to have them help because of how helpful they were in the middle school tournament. But then we flipped where our middle school teams were just as wildly successful. Pulling up our overall team list here, which I backed out of for a second.
That's okay.
So we have qualifiers, again, soft spot because, you know, I'm one of their coaches, but we have all 4 teams from Sherrard Middle School
qualified. Great job to Sherrard.
And then Bridge Street had 4 teams qualify, Steel Devils 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Good job, Bridge
Warwood
Street.
School had 1 team qualify,
okay.
And then 3 teams from Triadelphia Middle School as well.
Oh, wow.
Really well represented in the Northern Panhandle. A lot of those middle schools showing up strong here. And that's this Saturday, and literally it's going to be a real long day for us. I know our bus from Sherrard leaves at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I know what time it leaves because I scheduled it.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I even know what time approximately it's getting back because I had to schedule.
And then so a lot of teams will have chances to qualify for the World's Championship here because if you make the finals at all, so whether you're in the 4 teams that make the finals alliance, you qualify for Worlds.
Okay.
There's also an Excellence Award and a Judges Award, and I believe Skills all qualify you for Worlds. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there and see what comes out. Worlds is in Dallas, Texas this year, so there's a chance that some Valley teams could be going to Dallas to represent the Valley in the Worlds competition where they have representatives from like 20 plus countries.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I know Wheeling Park and one of the Bridge Street teams went last year. Not sure how they finished, but I know that it was a huge experience. I talked to one of the dads from one of Wheeling Park's competitors and talked about what a huge experience that was for him. And like he's got his World shirt from last year that he wears in all of his competitions, so I'm sure he's looking to add another one.
Yeah.
And that Park team, they're tough. They're like by far probably the favorite right now going into that. And they won it last year.
Okay, good luck to all of our local teams there, and hope you move on to Worlds down there in Dallas, maybe at Jerry World. I don't know.
I think they have like the convention center. They have like a big arena type deal they set up in downtown Dallas. From my understanding, again, not looking too forward to it because just you got to see what happens in the competition.
Yeah.
And then so we thought we'd have another segment that we sort of went around and looked at some of the conversations that were going on in the forums, and there was one that I was scrolling through. I think it was a thread on, I don't know if it was regular baseball or middle school baseball or whatever.
Yeah.
But eventually we got to a conversation where it talked about how, baseball in the Valley is starting to take an upswing, with, pun intended, with swing in baseball.
Yeah, I got it.
But they brought up the idea that in terms of quality teams, that baseball might be the clear number 2 sport in the OVAC, maybe even number 1 in terms of overall quality teams.
Oh, wow. That's a great conversation to have, Zach. And as you look across the OVAC, a lot of times as we discuss this, sometimes you get a little top heavy, and we talked about baseball. Tom mentioned wrestling, and you look at some of the programs, and I'm sure I'm missing some somewhere, but I know Steubenville baseball is always pretty good.
Always pretty good, yep.
John Marshall's really competitive right now. Wheeling Park, really competitive right now. I know Martins Ferry always has good baseball teams. So as you look across the OVAC and you look at those teams from top to bottom, it's pretty tough to argue that baseball wouldn't be that top sport. But then we looked at wrestling.
Yeah.
And we saw, that wrestling had some teams, Wheeling Park was up there.
In every division, there seems to be about a handful of teams that are just quality. And not saying that baseball isn't, because we all sat there and we had to think about it for a little bit to try to think of one that has as wide a spread of teams, which I think speaks to the quality of baseball in the area, and we're going to see maybe an uptick coming there as well.
Yeah.
I think wrestling's hard to argue against. I know we bantied around football will always be king in the Valley, but isn't necessarily the king in terms of overall quality. It seems like a lot of those divisions end up a little top heavy in the OVAC at least. It seems like there's those couple teams that are really, really good. There's those teams that are having that rebuilding season, and there's those ones that are still trying to find their identity.
And I think in baseball and softball and some of the other sports too, you see more OVAC matchups. Sometimes in football, in the bigger classes, it's hard to match those teams up because in West Virginia, you have to play those 6 teams in your class or higher,
right.
And it's hard to match up the OVAC teams sometimes. But with baseball, softball, volleyball, basketball, you get to see a lot more matchups between the teams sometimes than you do in football. So you can kind of gauge the difference, and you can gauge them on each other because they actually play each other during the regular season.
Yeah, I know. Baseball is a hard one to argue against just because of how much they do play each other.
Yeah.
Softball is another one of those that is going on right now. It seems that one's kind of top heavy too. Track is always hard to get a feel for, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, it seems like some years they're really competitive, and then other years there's a clear front runner in the OVAC in terms of track. Basketball is a little top heavy still. Not saying there's bad, horrible teams. I don't think there's any truly horrendous teams in the OVAC.
Yeah. But you have your top teams.
Yeah.
And then it seems like you have middle teams.
Right.
Right there. But I think baseball is really competitive. It's a competitive
extremely
sport.
Competitive.
And it's coming up, Zach.
And one thing that a lot of people were talking about in that thread, too, that I thought was really cool was talking about the fact that so many teams have been investing money into their facilities and upgrading those facilities. About how a lot of these teams are making, either new turf fields or new sod on all their fields, really large upgrades. I know that I've been driving my wife down to track practice down at JM on their track, and every time I walk by and take a look, I feel like JM's baseball field looks nicer and nicer every time I drive by it.
Shout out to Coach Caesar. I know he takes pride in that field and takes care of it. To have something nice for the kids.
I've spent a lot of time driving down Route 2 for various things, and it's like the first time in a while where I feel like that field has really caught my attention driving by it.
Yeah.
Not saying that it was horrible field conditions before, but it's just one of those things that I feel like a lot of time and care, and that's Coach Caesar's baby making that look really nice there. So it's awesome to see that those are. When the money gets invested into that, you see that sort of starts to rise up. And I know that in that thread, they were talking about middle school baseball. I know it's huge right now. Sherrard has a team. I know Moundsville Middle has a team. I think they had
Sherrard has a JV team.
They had 20 teams in that league last year. And I think that number even increased this year.
Yeah.
I know they're looking to expand that more. I know they were trying to get some Ohio County school teams, and I'm not sure if that ever got off the ground. And then I know that there's even a talk of some middle school softball trying to get started up. I know right now it's sort of pseudo unofficial.
Yeah.
Not true school affiliation, but I know they're looking to maybe invest a little bit more in that too, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
Baseball and softball are so huge. And then another thing that sort of came up in these threads that I might bounce out to you guys is they were talking about how important a lot of these sports are with summertime investment. So somebody was like, "Oh, if you're a baseball person, you want people doing summer league baseball the whole summer, getting more reps." And then it brought up the interesting conversation. Somebody posted, "Well, yeah, whatever you coach, you want to prioritize that sport in the summer." And so I think that's something that maybe we could focus on down the road is what does the summer look like for your typical multi-sport athlete?
Yeah.
Just because if you've got a kid that's doing football, basketball, baseball. Those are all 3 sports that have stuff in the summertime. So what is that athlete's summer going to look like?
It's going to be busy.
Where are they making that investment? Where are they in the weight room for football? Are they summer league basketball? Are they summer league baseball? There's so much going on. It might be something interesting to do a little article or deep dive.
And some more time if you're looking to do something else. We have a meeting to do some soapbox derby, and they're just looking for some kids to do some soapbox derby. And just, you invest one day to do some training and to get the kids used to it. it seems really fun. Tom's pushing me down the hill in one of these cars, so I have to I have to do roller derby, a dunk tank, and they're pushing me down a hill in a wooden box. So I don't know all what I'm getting invested in here with OV Athletics,
awesome.
but
There's
it sounds like I'm going to have a good time.
A lot on the horizon.
You know, and the good thing, and you mentioned the summer and the teams with baseball, what makes the middle school baseball work is it's a pretty early season, and they play pretty short season, so then you can go play, you know, for your normal teams that you play for in the summer and everything. The seasons really won't overlap.
Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, and it's awesome to let those kids get a chance to play for their school. Like, I know there were kids that were fired up. Like, I had kids pounding down my door last year trying to get me to buy Sherrard baseball gear. So they're like, I want your money. I want to be the one to sell my school. Like, they were really fired up about it. They're really invested, and the kids are super excited about it.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, when you play for a school team, you just have a little more pride in it.
Well, especially because you get to tell your teachers, you know, like, hey, we had this game last night. We did this. It's something extra to talk about. And something to talk about with your buddies, too.
You know,
That's cool.
And even our baseball team at Sherrard had a little scrimmage last night against Shadyside, and I asked some of the kids in my homeroom about it, and they were excited, you know, that you asked about it and how
cool.
it went, and just, you know, who they were playing and just all kind of stuff. They're just happy about that. Zach, let's take a break right now.
We'll take a quick break.
And we're going to come back with just our last part of our show. OVathletics.com STREAMcast. Just that short break. We promised it was going to be short. We're coming back to you. I'm still here, Jeff. I'm still here. Jeff Stevens here. We're bringing in Tom Sokovic for OVathletics.com. And we're going to thank some of our corporate teammates. And this is something that I mentioned earlier in the show. And Tom said, yeah, let's mention them. Let's thank them for what they do for us here at OV Athletics, and then what we can do for your local athletes. Tom, let's take a look at some of these corporate sponsorships.
First one we're going to do is Elite Massage Therapy and Spa out in Elm Grove and Wheeling. Christy runs it out there. They actually specialize in a bunch of different things, but where it really pertains to us is sports massage. You need to take care of your body. If you're working all the time, that's one of the best things that you can do. A lot of people do foam rollers and massage balls and stuff like that, but she's a trained professional. She can help you recover just a little bit better. And it's just not sports related out there. They have a bunch of different things for a bunch of different people. So if you would go onto our corporate teammate page, there's a link to all these businesses. You can see all the services that they offer. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a more tab at the top on our webpage.
I'm throwing our links in the chat as we're posting them.
Okay.
Talk about them here.
So if you go to the more tab, just click on that, and you're going to see corporate teammates. Please check that out. And follow our corporate teammates, and go support our corporate teammates. Next,
and that one was in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yeah.
We go clear down to Ravenswood, West Virginia for the next one. It's Frontier Furniture, Flooring, and Interiors. Nathan down there does a nice job. He seen what we did as far as covering a lot of Parkersburg stuff, and he wanted to get on board, and he came on board so he can help you out with anything there. Again, just tell me heard about it. At
Furniture,
Athletics.
flooring, interiors. Who's not looking to upgrade?
Yeah.
You know, everybody's always like, I want new flooring. What do I do here? I want new furniture. What do I do here? I want ideas for interior of my home. Go see him.
Yeah, and
give him a call.
It's a large store, and it's just not like a subcontractor that you find a buddy on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
You can do this kind of stuff. This is what they do every day. Next one, we get into Golbon Chiropractic and Sports Rehabilitation. That's again here in Wheeling. It's Dr. Andy who does that. You get beat up in sports again sometimes. This is a little bit more than what Christy does. It's chiropractic work. If you need certain rehabilitation, he can take care of that as well. But that's another one that the link's also on the page there to talk about his services. And on both him and Christy, we're going to do articles on them in the very near future, what they exactly specialize in and how they can be a direct benefit to you. Then we get into Quaker Steak and Lube. They've been with us before a while ago. And they did some giveaways for us online and stuff like that. And they do a nice job of Quaker Steak.
Wow. Hey, Tom, how about when we stopped there the other day?
And we did. We took a little bit of a break from covering sports. Saturday before last, I believe it is. All these days blend together for us anymore.
And wow. Like, I had a steak. And even broccoli. Zach, I know you wouldn't eat broccoli if it was deep fried in chocolate sauce. But this was, the broccoli. Then you even got a little Sprinster wings for like $5.
Well, the broccoli came with a cup of hot cheese.
So now you're going to eat.
He left the best part of it.
That can improve it a little bit.
And then it was the turf steak chicken, and we did the Sprinster, an extra 5 wings on top of it.
There's one time I went to a wedding and they had surf and turf as an option, and my wife and I both got it, and I had turf and she had surf and turf.
There you go.
And just thank you again to Quaker Steak and Lube. And that, wow.
They do so much up there. They have the wing eating contest for the football teams earlier in the year.
They've done multiple 90 donates for different baseball teams.
Oh, yeah.
They supported the Hit Billies. I think they're going to support Sherrard Baseball. Just all sorts of different events up there supporting athletes.
Just thanks to them.
If you're looking to do one of those fundraisers, go up there. Is it Christy that's up there?
Christine.
Christine
Thomas.
Christine up there, and she'll get you all set up.
Yeah.
We also had Visit Wheeling come on board, and they were a little bit bigger of a sponsor. That they not only did the corporate teammate stuff, but we do if you pay attention to us on social media, we always do a sports quote of the day to kind of keep people motivated and that kind of thing. And we've been promoting Visit Wheeling on there as well, so they sponsor that, and they're also a corporate teammate. So
Tom, on the quote of the day. Me and my Facebook, I'm kind of new. You introduced me, but do you know I like to get on every day and see that quote of the day, and it's possible because Visit Wheeling helps sponsor. And then I even click on the little Visit Wheeling, and being a West Virginia studies teacher, I'm like, let's see if I really know everything that I think I know. And sometimes I don't. Surprisingly, Zach, I don't know everything I think I know.
Who would have thought?
Zach's blown away. Doctor, I might faint.
Zach's blown away over there, but everybody else says there's nothing to do. Go to the Visit Wheeling, and you're going to say, I don't have enough time. Like, I have to add days into the week to get everything in. There's just tons of stuff.
We keep a lot of our content sports-specific with the MEC that we talked about, the TBT coming up, the Tough Man we talked about. Ogleby makes snow every once in a while, and especially if you're learning how to snowboard or anything like that, or just want to stay in practice. It's a very nice slope. It's not humongous or anything like that, but it's a nice place. It's local. You can go practice your skills, and that way when you get on some of the bigger mountains that you're doing well. So Visit Wheeling, a really big asset for us.
Yeah.
And we also have a High Valley Nutrition that's on there in Swans, who we talk about all the time. They also helped us out with the corporate teammate stuff. Yeah. The corporate teammate thing is a nice way that people that have a business that would like to sponsor and help us grow as far as High Valley Athletics goes, because it takes money to do a lot of the stuff that we're doing. There's a lot of stuff coming out from us. You've heard it for a long time, but it's really getting close for us to turn the corner, I think, and really take this next big step. And it's these people that help us with that. And it's only $3.95 for a year for a business to get listed on here. And we're going to do email lists and stuff like that for these people. And 10% of everything we get from the corporate teammates, we donate it to our Go Play initiative, which we work with Stephanie's All-Stars. We had an article on there before about Stephanie's All-Stars. So we give 10% of everything we get from this to that charity right off the bat. And what they do is they help kids in need that need a piece of sports equipment in order to play a sport. They get it for free.
I know they just had a post if you're a Marshall County athlete that needs sports equipment to get a hold of them.
Right now it's only in Marshall County and Wetzel County.
Right.
We're going to grow it, and we talked with
awesome.
Stephanie's All-Stars about this, and we're going to go county by county until we get every county in the OVAC in it.
That'd be so
And
awesome.
we have a map that we're trying to work out as far as where we want to go next and
That's
stuff
sweet.
like that.
That's really awesome.
But it's a good cause, and we will get it to grow there. So
I played in their softball tournament the last 2 years.
And you
Doing
know,
it.
that's something that you can look towards as a business, and just as we want to grow, you know, if we're in Marshall and Wetzel counties and we want to grow into other counties, we need your help.
yeah.
You know, on our site, become a corporate teammate and just see what we can do for you, and then we can do stuff for the community.
Stay tuned. The next 30 days for OV Athletics is going to be absolutely huge, and I can't wait for it. And then after that, who knows, man? I think the sky's the limit. There's a lot of great stuff coming out.
But thanks again to our corporate teammates. Thanks again to our sponsors. Without you, you know, we don't have all this, and you know, we can't be giving back to our local athletes in our schools.
See for yourself.
Yeah.
High Valley Nutrition, who's been with us longer
board.
than we've been with us.
Yeah.
And definitely the Army. The Army's done fantastic things for us, and I'm very excited what we're going to do with the Army in the very near future as well.
Yeah. So just click on our More tab, go to our corporate teammates, check them out, or if you'd like to become a corporate teammate, or if you know somebody that thinks that this is right up their alley and they'd love to advertise with us, get in contact with us. The email address is there. Thanks again to all the local sponsors and all of our corporate teammates. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with a segment for you. Follow us on YouTube, like us, share us, tag us.
Facebook, Twitter.
Do Facebook, Twitter. Do whatever you tweet it, you face it. Do whatever you want to.
Talk about this. I love not giving him a script for this part.
I do too.
It's the best. Yeah.
Click the thumbs up button. Click the share button. And we love bringing you local high